Jananim Sharadam Devi Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Master, to him and the others, whether a person will make spiritual progress or not can be known to a great extent by his physical marks. The hand of a deceitful person is heavy. A snub nose is not good sign. Shambhu had that kind of nose. Hence he was not quite sincere in spite of all his wisdom. Pigeon chest is not good sign either. Hard bones and heavy elbow joints are bad signs too. And yellow eyes like cats. A man becomes very mean if he has lips that are thick like domes, one of the lowest castes among the Hindus. A Brahmin was here for a few months acting as priest of Vishnu temple. I could not eat the food he touched. One day I suddenly exclaimed, "He is a dome." Afterwards he said to me, "Yes, sir, we live in dome quarters. I know how to make wicker baskets, such things, just like a dome." A particular caste who do the bamboo work. There are other bad physical signs. One eye and squint eyes. It is rather better to have one eye, but never squint eyes. Squint-eyed people are wicked and deceitful. These are the common signs. This is exactly like what we judge and take average of so many people. Suppose the temperature of a human body. It may be varying from person to person, but a scale is measured and number of people are checked and average is taken. There may be an exception. A temperature or sugar or BP, blood pressure. There is it must be here. Then it extends. It is range. Minimum it must be maximum, the range. And beyond also are there who are perfectly normal. Suppose you consider sugar must be in particular range. There are people who are healthy, no problem, whole life, it may be outside the range. Less than the minimum or more than, they are healthy. These are the exception to the law. Similarly, there can be exception. These are generalized features. A squint eyes is not a good sign. There can be a squint eyes which are divine in nature and everything is perfectly all right. Some divine grace. See, when the karmic load alone is working in a person, it is different. The vasanas and that is acquired tendencies create the shape of the body, shape of mind, everything is decided by the tendencies. If your tendency is to get angry at everything, then when you are taking next birth, those tendencies will make you a person fit to get angry, the bodily existence. So these things are the self-made as if the nature of the body, nature of the tendencies to work out. Now, this is your own. Suppose there is participation of God in your life. You are with all defective body, defective mind, you are going somewhere like rogues meeting Buddha, totally get transformed. Now, their physical features did not change, but the rest got changed. The same demonical person, he was most kind-hearted now. Like that divine interference when it enters, all these signs make no difference. Good signs, bad signs, doesn't matter if God's grace is there. And nature's participation to help you and take you further is there. Nothing to worry. So if you find within you or in your family or among relatives any signs that are not suitable for spiritual practices or spiritual evolution, you need not worry also. You can somehow make them come in contact with the divine atmosphere, give them, all things will set by itself rightly. So, why I am telling is, nobody should feel dejected, or there is a way for everything, for every problem, there is a beautiful solution, the divine. There are a student of Mahesh Narayana, Nyaya Ratna. Oh, Mahesh Nyaya Ratna. These are the Pandits who are well versed in particular philosophy. Nyaya Ratna is a honor given to one who is ranked in particular philosophy. Suppose a Nyaya is studying Nyaya, one of the philosophies, then he succeeds with all success and he knows everything about it. He's called Nyaya Ratna, gem of Nyaya. Came here, a student of Mahesh Nyaya Ratna came here. He described himself as an atheist. He said to Hriday, I am an atheist. You may take up the position of a believer of God and argue with me. Thereupon I watched him closely and noticed that his eyes were yellow like cats. Whether a person is good or bad can be known from the way he walks. Sri Ramakrishna paced the veranda. M. and Baburam walked with him. Master to Hazra. A man came here. I saw that his eyes were like a cat's. He asked me, do you know astrology? I am in some difficulty. I said, no, I don't. Go to Baranagar. There you'll find astrologers. Baburam and M talked about Neelkanta's theatrical performance. Baburam had spent the previous night at the temple garden after his return from Nabin Sen's house. In the morning, he had attended Neelkanta's performance with the master. The Leela is continuing, the divine play. So many people coming, going, meeting, Thakur explaining the secrets of life. Master to M and Baburam, what are you talking about? M and Baburam, about Neelkanta's performance. While pacing in the veranda, Sri Ramakrishna suddenly took M aside and said, the less people know about your thoughts of God, the better for you. Saying these words, Master abruptly went away. A short time afterwards, he began to talk with Hazra. He told as if he just held the hands of him, took him aside and told, what is your thought world? What is your understanding of God? What is your relationship with God? How you are practicing all this. Less people know, or if people do not know, it would be best. So avoid expressing your feelings and thoughts, because once you express, just like grief, some mother, her child, she has lost her child and she's filled with grief. If she expresses the grief to a few people, now and then the grief comes down, it tapers down. Like that, our spiritual aspirancy, once we try to express and reveal to others, immediately starts again tapering down. We will not know, we slowly come back to the starting point. The less people you know, you can talk about spiritual life and spiritual matters in a different way without exposing what you are and how you are doing, how you are progressing, how you are going. That was the best way. We cannot speak anything of the worldly. We don't need nor waste. We have time to waste on those things. But what we can do is just do everything internally without any exposure, and for the sake of friendshipness or to continue the companionship, we talk about God and God alone without expressing our inner feelings with respect to our spiritual life. Saying these words, Master abruptly went away. A short time afterwards, he began to talk with Hazra. Hazra. In fact, it was very long before there was a sadhaka, a person amidst us. We were volunteers in the ashram at Bangalore. One of the person fell into a particular company or something, or got some news about something that is not good for him. And he was greatly suffering and frightened to move about also. Suppose it is like telling a child ghosts come at night. Like that, he used to feel something some ideas have entered into him. Something has seen, something has happened, that he is hiding himself and moving like. He is frightened with everything. Then after some time, I came to know his state. And I told about his condition. He's a good sadhaka. with all of us, we were together in doing quite a good amount of spiritual turnover in our own lives, as much as possible, with all our duties and responsibilities. We are engaged in as much possible to our maximum, we can say, without wasting a moment we were. So he too was a part of it. So I told about this to a senior Swami who is advanced in our spiritual lives. He told, whatever be it, it has to, because he's not expressing it, it will be bubbling within. If he can express to a few, it will suddenly disappear because it gets neutralized. Now, you ask him to do japa constantly. So, I told him, I am seeing some darkness in your face and around you. Something must have happened, some incident must have taken place. You keep repeating this. He said, I can't. I sit to do japa, I am not able to do japa. I am trying to read, I don't understand what am I reading. Nights I don't get sleep. I cannot go alone to my room. Then I went to and told the incident to that particular Swamiji. He said, still there is a way. You are initiated by the same Guru. So, you repeat for 1 hour the name of Sri Ramakrishna or his Ishta Mantra. Let it be secret and you go on chanting loudly and recording the voice of Sri Ramakrishna's name. And the whole 1 hour I sat and recorded. In those days, cassettes used to be there. And that cassette, I told him, put on this in your earphones, and then let it be rolling. Then evening he started. After his coming back from the office, he used to put it on and go on doing his day home spiritual practices, this and whatever he used to do. And within 3-4 days, for months and months he's struggling, within 3-4 days, he was calm face again. And how much depression or something has entered, that he was normal, he has like a low ebb tide, it has gone down to the lowest, and in no time it came up to the normalcy, and he continued it and started elevating himself. And a day came when he is not able to forget. Constantly it is going on. Even if he removes the earphone, the mantra is continuing, continuing. Just a thing you see, from the lowest position to the highest position. So that is one of the ways when there is something which cannot be overcome, God gives some way to come out of that, because the plan of nature is the evolution of every jiva. Some obstruction come. In spite of that, the nature of water is to flow. Put in any container, any way, its tendency is always to flow. When it finds a way, immediately it rushes off. Like that, we are divine from within. Our tendency is to be divine. Sri Ramakrishna asked Baburam to visit Narayan at his house. he looked on Narayan as God himself. And so Narayan is a boy. So he longed to see him. The master said to Baburam, "You may go to him with one of your English textbooks." About 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Sri Ramakrishna was sitting in his room. Nilkanta arrived with 5 or 6 companions. The master went down towards the east door as if to welcome him. The musicians bowed down before the master, touching the ground with their foreheads. Sri Ramakrishna went into Samadhi. Baburam stood behind him. Yam, Nilkanta and other musicians were in front of him, watching him in great amazement. Dinanath, an officer of the temple, looked on from the north side of the bed. Dinanath, an officer of the temple, looked on from the north side of the bed. Soon the bed was lifted with officers of the temple garden. Sri Ramakrishna's ecstasy abated a little. He seated himself on the mat on the floor, surrounded by Nilkanta and other devotees. Master, still in an ecstatic mood, "I am all right." Nilkanta with folded hands, "Make me all right too." Ramakrishna is trying to come down. He is telling, "I am all right." To become all right means normal state of consciousness. He is in an ecstatic state. So he is telling that I am all right, I am all right. He wants to get down to the normal state. So he is telling, all right, I am all right. Nilkanta is telling, make us also all right. Means in what state you are there now. Nilkanta with folded hands, make me all right too. Master smiling, why? You are already all right. Adding letter A to K, one gets Ka. By adding A to Ka, one still gets the same Ka, all laugh. Go on adding Akara to any word in Indian languages. Ka becomes Ka. If you add A to Ka, if you add A to K, it becomes Ka. And add another A, it remains Ka. Any number of adding, it remains the same. Nilakanta, revered sir, I am entangled in worldliness. Master smiling, God has kept you in the world for the sake of others. There are 8 fetters. One cannot get rid of them all. God keeps 1 or 2 so that a man may live in the world and teach others. You have organized this theatrical company. How many people are being benefited by seeing your bhakti? If you give up everything, then where will these musicians go? God is now, that is, many are there whose, most of us who are on the spiritual path, the God keeps something in such a way that your life is not only for you, but for the world and for the it is Bahujana Hitaya, Bahujana Sukhaya, and your own spiritual evolution. The God has to manage the universe, all the beings, all the lives, in such a way that each is contributing to the welfare of the others. As we grow to higher and higher levels of consciousness, our responsibility increases to look after and vast. And when you become a king, you have to look after the whole kingdom. When you are a knight, you have to look after a small village-like area. When you are a servant, still small, a household, you may have to look after some lord's house. As you grow higher and higher level, then cities come under you because you are growing. You have been given that knowledge, so it makes you go up and up. And as you go up, your responsibilities also increase. Similarly, in spiritual life, as you climb up, your responsibilities towards the world and towards God and towards yourself increase. As much you do spiritual practice to realize God, so much you have to work for the others' welfare. Then there will be a balance between giving and taking. When giving and taking are equal, then you will be shot up to higher levels of consciousness. God keeps one or two fetters so that man may live in the world and teach others. You have organized a theatrical company. How many people are being benefited by seeing your bhakti? If you give up everything, then where will these musicians go? God is now doing all these works through you. When they are finished, you will not return to them. The housewife, after finishing household duties, feeds everyone, including the men servants and maid servants, and then goes to take bath. She does not come back even if people shout for her. Nilkantha, please bless me, sir. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.